Today's topic is conditional sentences, exploring real and unreal possibilities. You all know conditionals is a very important topic in English grammar. Many students get confused. But I am here, okay, don't worry. I'm going to teach you in such a way that you could understand easily. Let's get going. This is your teacher, Vanishankar. So we have an example here. If a face appeared on my wall, I would be terrified. If a face appeared on my wall, imagine how terrified we'll be, right? So if clause tells the condition. So which is the if clause here? Can you tell me which is the if clause here? Yes, very good. If a face appeared on my wall. This is the if clause. It's telling the condition. Okay. So now main clause tells the result of the condition. What happens? The face appeared on my wall. What will I do? I would be terrified. I would be terrified. So main clause tells the result. Okay. If clause tells the condition, main clause tells the result. Got it? So now we know what is a conditional sentence. Sentences that express a condition and its result. It has a condition as well as its result. And we have types. So first one is zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and one more thing is there which I will teach you in the end. Okay. So these are the types of conditional clauses that we should be aware of. So now we have got zero conditional. So when it is grammar, we know it has a structure. All the sentences they follow a structure. So now the structure for zero conditional is if or when. It could be anything, okay? Plus present simple. So there you will have the clause, if clause you will have. Then in present simple, again you have the main clause in present simple. Understood? See, for example, you have this one, right? If you heat water, if you heat water, if you heat water. So that is if clause. That is if clause. So here you have if as well as a present simple. You are heating, no? Right? Heat. So there you have if plus present simple, comma, you have the present simple again. You have boils. Boils is present simple, right? So this is the structure for zero conditional. So where do I use zero conditional? To talk about general truth or habit. The habitual actions or the general truth, the science facts, all these things come under zero conditional. That is, if you heat water, what happens? It boils. Correct. So here I have given you an example using when also. Okay. Water boils when you heat it. It could be vice versa. You can have the clause anywhere in the sentence. Okay. But the punctuation changes. So you have to see clearly. If you look at the example that I have given, the first one you have if you heat water. Here you have the if clause in the beginning. Here you have the if clause in the beginning. Okay, you have if clause in the beginning. So we have a comma to separate the if clause and the main clause. So here we are using the punctuation. But if in case my if clause is at the end, okay, and main clause is in the beginning, we don't have any punctuation. We don't have any. Do you see any punctuation here? Nothing. Okay. So water boils when you heat it. So please, you have to understand the structure as well as the punctuation. Is it clear? So we are looking into the zero conditional. So we already know what do we have under if clause and what do we have under main clause. So under if clause we have the condition and under main clause we have the result. Okay. So for example, I have given if you smile. If you smile. So don't you feel happy? If you smile, yes. If you smile, you feel happy. If you smile, you feel happy. So this is the condition. Smiling is my condition. What is the result? It makes me happy. If you smile, you feel happy. And have we followed the structure here? So both the cases will have present tense. Both the cases will have present tense. That is a if clause as well as a main clause. Okay, if clause as well as a main clause. See, if you smile, you have the simple present. You feel happy, you have the simple present again. So in both the cases, if you have simple present, it is zero conditional. That is the clue for you. Okay, so you don't have to panic. So here we have few more examples for zero conditional. If I give Samvita a chocolate, she eats it. That's it. I give her a chocolate, she eats it. So that is zero conditional. It's real. I give her a chocolate, she eats it, it's real. If you freeze water, what happens? It becomes solid. If you freeze water, it becomes solid. Same way, if you mix red and blue, you get purple. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. So these are few examples of zero conditional. Okay, we have the facts, we have the truth, everything we have. So zero conditional is real. Keep that in mind. Okay, compared to the other conditions, zero conditional is real. That zero. Okay, keep it in mind. Zero. Obvious, it is the truth. Okay, that is zero conditional. So the next conditional that we are going to see is the first conditional. So we know the structure. See, grammar is equivalent to max. Okay, we have formulas. So here you have the structures. If plus present simple. If plus present simple. And then you have a comma, future simple. So this is the structure. So what are its uses? To talk about possible future events and their likely results. It may happen, possible future events. Okay, if that future event happens, and what will be the result? Okay, so for example, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. Jalila. So if it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. So again, let's check the structure. Okay, if it rains, so we have the present simple. We have if, we have rains, which is present simple. And I told you that it should be separated by a comma, the main clause and the if clause. Okay. So now we have the main clause. What is the result? We will stay indoors. So again we have will stay. So that is future simple. Okay, now we got the proper structure. So where do I use the first conditional? To talk about possible future events and their likely, it hasn't happened. Okay, it hasn't happened. It may happen in the future, and if that thing happens in the future, what will be the result? Understood? Isn't it easy? Here are few examples. If I have time, I will finish the letter. If I have time, I will finish the letter. See, there is no certainty. Okay, I'm just telling if I have time, I'll do it. So this is the first conditional. So earlier we saw if I give Samvita a chocolate, she eats it. So that is zero conditional. If it is first conditional, if I give Samvita a chocolate, she will eat. You know the structure, right? Simple present as well as you have the simple future. So here it is. So it could be will eat or shall eat, might, could, would, may. It could be anything. I can use any of these. Okay, so it is likely future. Outcome is possible. It is only probable. Okay, So this is first conditional. So we have got the second conditional. The structure is if plus past simple, as I told you in the first conditional itself, I told you, right? Would, could, might plus verb infinitive. Okay. So use, what are its uses? To talk about unreal or unlikely situations in the present or future. It's not real, it's unreal and unlikely situations. Okay. So example, if I won the lottery, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. Both are not possible at present or in future. If I won the lottery, I would travel the world. So does it meet the structure? Let us see. So I have got, if I won the lottery. So one way I have a simple past. Simple past. Then in the main clause I have got would plus the verb infinitive, that is travel. So what is an infinitive? It is a base form of the verb. It is a base form of the verb. We have travel. Okay, so it follows the structure. We have the tenses, everything in proper, and again the sentence is unreal or an unlikely situation in the present or in future. So this is our second conditional. So we were talking about infinitive. Infinitive is a base form of a verb. Please have it in mind. Okay. So the first form of the verb, like to run, to speak, to eat. So all these things are infinitive. So the second conditional has the infinitive. Okay. So again few example for second conditional. If I had a garden, I would grow roses. What does that mean? I don't have a garden. Okay. If I had a garden, I would grow roses. If I had a car, I would drive to work. So both the cases we have in what tense? Past tense. Very good. So both we have in past tense. So now we have the third conditional. Let us see the structure. If plus past perfect, would, could or might have plus past participle is the structure. Okay. So it is used to talk about unreal or impossible situations in the past. It's not at all real. It cannot happen. It's highly impossible because it happened in the past, which cannot be turned over. Okay. For example, if I had studied harder, that means what? I didn't study hard. I didn't pass the exam. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Okay. So this is our third conditional clause. Let us see whether this sentence satisfies the structure. So I have got if and I have got had studied. Had studied is a past perfect. Okay. So we can either have would or could or might have. So I have would here and then I have got the past participle. What is the past participle? The V3 form of the verb is the past participle. So for example, come, came, come. V1, V2, V3. So here we will be using V3. Sing, sang, sung. S-U-N-G. That is the V3 form. Okay. So for third conditional, we use V3, 3, 3. Okay. So don't get confused. It's right, easy, right? So we continue with few more examples. If I had given Samvita a chocolate, she would have eaten it. Na kudukala, okay. If I had given Samvita a chocolate, she would have eaten it. I met her, but when I met her, I didn't give her. So what can I do now? Nothing could be done. I'm just only repenting. It's past. It's unreal. Can I go and give now? No. Too late now. She'll be sleeping now. It's already 12 o'clock midnight. Okay. Next one. If I had known that you were unwell, I would have visited you. So the person who I'm talking about might have been discharged from the hospital. I would not have known that person was unwell. So I'm giving an explanation because I'm repenting. I just wanted to be there for that person, but I was not there. Okay. If I had known that you were unwell, I would have visited you. It's too late now because the person is discharged from the hospital. Okay. So I was telling about the last one, mixed conditionals. This is combining different tenses for specific situations. Okay. For example, if I had studied harder, I would be passing the exam now. Here it's a combination, right? So two things, that is the first condition, the second condition get mixed up. So we have this, if I had studied harder, I would be passing the exam now. These are rare occasions, okay? Mixed conditionals. So here is a table which you can take a screenshot of, so which will be useful for you. See, you have learned so much on conditional sentences. We have if clause, main clause, and what are the punctuation to be used, the structure that we have to follow, everything you know. So we have, in a short form I have given you, okay, zero conditional. If clause will be in simple present, main clause will also be in simple present. So if you have any fill in the blanks, you can easily check out and fill in, okay. Look out for the comma. Okay, then we have first conditional. And for if clause we have simple present, and under main clause we have will plus infinitive. And second conditional we have, in the if clause we have simple past, plus in the main clause we have would plus infinitive or would plus present continuous. And in the third conditional, for if clause we have past perfect, and in the main clause we have would have plus past participle. So this is a simple thing that you have to understand. If you know this, you have aced it. Okay.